joined today by Jarryd Nurden, who is in South Africa.
Hello,
which is gorgeous. There he is.
Yeah!
Yay! Good. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yes.
On
So,
winning.
how are you? How is South Africa? How is South Africa dealing? What is your situation like?
Yeah, on a complete lockdown at the moment, across the board. So we can't even leave our apartments or houses for any exercise other than going to the shops. Like, we grew up watching all these movies and with these moments in history, and I kind of feel like now we're living one, you know?
Yeah. Literally,
like,
we are.
To come and musicals to come are going to be about the COVID-19. On the positive side of everything, I feel like this lockdown is really a good shift, a good gear shift for the world. It's just kind of resetting a little bit.
Yeah.
The world's resetting, the industry's resetting. It's just such an interesting time. And
what were you saying yesterday in the garden?
oh, just because where we are in Ireland.
Are you in Ireland?
Yeah, we're in Ireland at the moment with my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
We left. The lockdown happened, so.
But literally, we were at the top of the field and looking out at the view, and you could just kind of sense this tranquility, and it's almost as if the world's healing.
Because it's forced everyone to kind of stop and take a breath. You have to sit and reflect because you have so much time. There's nothing like you just automatically do so, and I think it's so
loved
important.
Ones and family time.
Makes you realize how important all these things are.
And I think just being an artist is really difficult in terms of the hustle, or it has been. I mean, it still is, it always is, but it's almost given us a forced time, maybe before this week. Like, I've certainly felt the first 4 weeks where I took a social media detox and just kind of regrouped my own head. I just felt like there was so much noise. It was such a shock to my own system, having a lockdown and the adjustment to life, and I just thought, you know what, like, this is the perfect opportunity because no one knows what's happening. There's definitely going to be no work for at least 3 weeks. Let me just take a break whilst everyone has to have a break. I mean, how crazy that we all around the world are having to just take a break.
There's something so unifying about that, though. Our entire industry is at a halt. Like you said before, like what we do is so competitive. You're always hustling. You're always having to get the next thing. Like, there's never a stop. There's never a pause. And actually, right now, everyone's on a pause. And I just feel like from that, what's surfacing is the kindness that is the foundation of our industry. Like expressing yourself through art, supporting each other, being empathetic towards other people. Like, it's all of those things that are surfacing, and I just think actually is a beautiful thing to happen just now, to kind of take a second and be so supportive of each other.
And I think just the awareness for the arts is just massive now. I mean, the arts is one of the biggest industries that has been affected by this, but however, so many people, performers and non-performers, everyone's turning to the arts for positivity, activity, for motivation, entertainment during this time.
Organization, Global Citizen, and they put on, it was curated by Lady Gaga, and it was like 4 hours long. You must try and look for it.
Okay, we need to, because I'm obsessed with Lady Gaga in the first place, so yes.
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
But really, every performer, she got like actors and singers, and it was just all for the frontline people, really, just to say thank you. And they've raised so much money, and you know, it was just a beautiful moment watching the arts and also like the frontline people together. And I was just like, you know what, it's creating a global awareness that especially for our industry, that we just need to raise the consciousness in also monetary value, like so that, you know, we get paid better, we do better work, the intentions are better. And I think that's what's so cool about this time, where we're all just becoming one unit worldwide. Countries were very separate, so the industries were very isolated, you know. And with social media having grown over the years, and the international tours and touring and everything slowly but surely, industries have been getting to know each other. And that's also been quite cool, like the way, you know, we met in the UK.
So our little backstory here is, so I was doing cats at the... Haha, funny.
You did cats?
Every time we can't mention that you did cats without someone go, oh my, did you do cats? No, but it was Halloween, and Jarryd came into our dressing room. We were all getting ready, and then someone said it was my birthday, and then you're like, it's my birthday, and then I don't even know what it was. It was like an instantaneous bond. We're like twins. We're twins. Well, that's it. We're twins now,
and we've been twinnies ever since. But it's just so funny how paths overlap, you know. And basically the moral of my story is that what the industry lockdown worldwide has done is just really connected everyone properly throughout social media. And people are taking other people's classes, and what you guys are doing with this company, I think it's so progressive. I think it's so awesome. And it's just basically raising the bar and raising consciousness for everyone, which is great.
Just the more we go in with it, and because it's helping people so much, we're literally putting all of our hours into it, just because it is helping. Yeah. But one of the most beautiful things is it is getting global now. We have like Robbie McMillan in Australia doing live classes. We've got you
amazing,
like in South Africa, and Lucy Manning is in Canada. So literally we've got everyone from all over the world that are connected by this one thing that roots us all together. And I just think that's absolutely exceptional. And the other thing I was going to say is the fact that these classes, people are starting to see actually the amount of work that goes into what we do, because being in the industry, you need to train every day. Your muscles will just evaporate otherwise. Like, you need to stay on top of it. And I kind of feel like there's a whole new appreciation out there for the arts when they've started to see and really understand how important it is and how much work goes into it, how much heart goes into it. It's your life, it's your entire life.
And what's also beautiful about that is that it's like a ripple effect. So like so for instance, like in South Africa, class culture isn't a thing because, not from Germany, that's so amazing. Hi.
It's gorgeous.
So class culture like isn't really a thing here. So it's been so amazing for South Africans now to take classes or to create their own classes online and just to see what is out there and to get all our skill sets up. I mean, life is going to be different forever, you know, and as producers, as creatives, as artists, we're really going to have to think how can we come together? How can we reinvent the wheel per se, you know, make sure more plays, more musicals are circulating, build bigger theatres, make it more accessible to the public, just so that more tickets are sold, but more performers have work. So therefore, there's more class culture being developed because there's money in the economy for it. And people will then have money to take class. You know, it's just so beautiful at the moment that everyone's getting it for free. Which is really amazing. It's a beautiful gift, but I hope that gift can turn into something fortuitous in terms of money, because we all need to live one day, you know.
You're right. It's so incredible how supportive everyone's being. I mean, like especially on the time table we've got, you've literally got some of the West End's leading instructors, choreographers, directors, teachers, like
it's amazing.
And they're all just the kindest group of people. Like we have last week, but we have the Facebook chat, and everyone is just so supportive, and like any questions that anyone has, everyone answers straight away. It's just the most gorgeous group of people, and I am so proud to be part of it, because it's just you do something good and the good will come. Do you know?
We're learning to engage with our vulnerability a lot, and oh my gosh, these live things make me nervous.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm scared to
so nervous. I had butterflies in my stomach before this video started. I was like, oh, what if I can't think properly? Or
I know, what happens if you just get on, you're like, so art's the thing.
We're just kind of being forced and taught to strip back the pretenses, not put on, you know, it's just raw and real and vulnerable. And we're just learning to connect, because like you said, everything's a competition before, and now there's no fancy reverb or
No,
things.
it's just
we just
you do
in our
what you do,
lounges.
giving what you can. Boy, can you tell me some of your career highlights so far? Tell us a little bit about you, what you've done.
You know what? Career highlights for me would be when I here, Mickey, it's coming out again, babes. Is when I did cats.
I actually think it's not even like a self-plug. I think you should be able to be really proud of what you've done and say it without it coming across in any other way. Like, actually, you worked really hard. You gave your entire soul, and that in itself is stunning. You should be just so proud of that.
No, 100%. And you know what? This is an artist platform anyway, so I am proud of the work I've done.
Yes,
so it was cats for sure. Cats completely changed my life. It is, you know, some people say like they want to fall asleep when they watch the show. Fine. But
furious to those on stage, sweating and absolutely like.
But being in the show is just another level of experience. Like, yeah, it's just an incredible, a triple threat experience. So that was that one for me. West Side Story was amazing to do, to like a 60-piece orchestra was incredible. Yeah, and just dancing that choreography was.
Where was that? Where did you do that?
I did that here in South Africa.
Ah, was that 60-piece orchestra?
Did you do original choreo?
Yeah, original. I played Rip. It was amazing. Priscilla was a huge one for me, which I did with Mickey, who's there. Like girl. She was one of the divas, and Shirley, she was amazing. Playing Felicia there was so cool, and you know what? That role was also great because it helped me tune in with my feminine side and just kind of own my stuff. You know, it's like I've said before on like my Instagram and everything. A lot of us have suffered childhood trauma, right? And it's so important to own that and to not be shameful of it, and to get to that place in our lives where we can heal that broken psychology as an actor and get into that healthy psychology so that we can just fly. Because if we can't heal our own psychology, we can't tell the story of someone else's psychology. And Felicia was kind of that, where I was always worried what people were thinking, or about being too gay, or me, you know, all of these kinds of things. And the role just kind of allowed me to just not give a shit and just be, you know. So that was a cool moment.
That's so important for people to hear as well.
Yeah, especially in our industry, because you can't double act. You know, often in little masterclasses I give to kids or something, you know, I always say the best thing is to just be true to yourself always. If you're not being true to who you are, you can't be true to your character, and then it's just like living two different lives. So it's so nice to just deal with your stuff, put it away, so it doesn't interfere with the divine work that we're needing to do to heal.
Yeah, that's so true.
And tell the story, because that's what we are. We're storytellers.
Creatives and casting directors, when they see you in audition rooms, when they see you in general everyday life, they want to work with you. They don't want to work with a character that you're maybe
like
pretending
a facade.
They don't want to work with the person you're trying to be to impress. They want to work with you and your true inner like self.
You in particular, what are you doing to stay positive, and also what class are you going to be joining us with?
I am so about 2 years ago, I invested in what is called transcendental meditation. So it's basically the simplest form of meditation, created by an incredible yogi in India, and he brought it to the West. The Beatles did it, Katy Perry, like so many people do it. Like the more you do research on it, the more you see, oh my gosh, so many people are doing transcendental meditation. And you pay however much they say. It's according to how much you earn. So it's more of an energy exchange. They see money as energy, which is fair. And you have like a beautiful one-on-one ceremony with a teacher, and they give you like a mantra. And with that mantra, you meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. in the morning. I usually do it when I wake up, and then sometime in the afternoon.
And is that really, repeating a mantra, or is it just like
yeah. So if you're in the UK or wherever you're listening to on this video, if you're wanting to invest in transcendental meditation, there should be a center that's close to you, because it's all over the world. So just do your research and then contact that center in your area, and then just set up a meeting. So that has really helped my mindset. Meditation has helped me hugely, because as performers, we worry about money, we worry about everything. A huge thing for me was not to be dependent on anxiety medication. And I suffered huge adrenal fatigue, and I think it was just lots of pressure on the shows that I was doing at one stage, and was one after the other, and my personal life was in shambles, and I just felt like I was having panic attacks all the time. So I went on to like anti-anxiety medication, and I think I've been on it for about a year, and it helped every week. It just helped me get my cortisol levels right, and also helped me deal with my psychology, you know, the triggers, all of that kind of stuff. And the more I've worked on that, the more strength and power I had to start weaning myself off, obviously with a doctor and everything. But the meditation is what has really helped that. And with this lockdown period, it's really helped me solidify my practice, because I just felt like, you know, life can run away with us. You know, life was really fast paced before this lockdown. I mean, we were doing a million things in one.
It's like if you literally didn't have everything lined up like that, it felt like you were failing. And actually, no one's failing. You're never failing. You're just on your own journey.
Yeah, and also sometimes the train was just going so fast that just couldn't catch up to it. Or, you know, sometimes, and I'm sure a lot of people have experienced this, that you didn't have the time to kind of go back and heal. You just kind of like, okay, next thing, next thing. And suddenly you're like, oh. So,
no, I think that's so important, and like thank you for being so honest, because I think that it gets pushed aside quite a lot in our industry. It kind of gets touched on, but like not so much. I know when I first graduated, I went on beta blockers because you know, like dancing, I always kind of felt like I could just kind of go in and do my thing, and I for some reason just didn't put so much pressure on myself. It wasn't that I thought I was amazing, I just didn't put as much pressure on myself. Whereas with singing, for some I don't know why, actually, it's no one's fault but my own. It was my own thing, but I got inside my own head, and I would completely suck myself out before going into the room. And like I'd sing before and be like, you know, I'd be like, right, okay, I've got this. And then it literally like the seconds leading up, and I could feel it. My confidence would just go. And I went so I tried beta blockers. And it did help, because so at the end of the day, like I'd go in, but it felt for me like my personality wasn't there. So I would be going in and I would be delivering, but I wouldn't be there. And it was this kind of like really bizarre shadow of myself going into the room. And one of my best friends, actually, Jordan Shaw, you know Jordan, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was just so supportive, and it ended up getting to that point where I just one day forgot to take it, actually, before an audition. Went in and it went really well, and then I was like,
on it.
I just realized that I didn't need it, and then so I just stopped taking them, and managed to prove to myself that it was never those things that were helping me sing well in the first place. It was just the fact that I took the pressure off myself, went in, did my thing, because at the end of the day, you know what, you're either going to get it or you're not. You're going to be what they're looking for, or you're not. And
it's that mental, it's giving yourself the permission to go, okay, cool, if I'm suffering from some mental health issues, or I'm just not coping, then go see a doctor and get some help. But the long-term goal of importance is to not be dependent on anything, because at the end of the day, mind, body, and soul, we're not designed to be dependent on medication.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's a journey, and it's everyone's personal journey. Like, if someone's going to be on medication, then that's what they needing to do.
Yeah.
But what I have learned through my own experience is that once I learned to heal my traumas, I was able to start the journey of weaning myself off my medication. And now I'm on only half a tablet a day, and which is good. And
oh my God, that's so gorgeous.
Even my performance on Saturday, I didn't take a beta blocker, and I didn't take my other anti-anxiety medication.
Oh my God, that's
I stuck to
beautiful.
half a tablet, basically. I stuck to half a tablet. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove to myself that I'm in a better place. And it was totally fine. As performers, as people, it's just giving ourselves that permission and that space to just feel our way through everything.
Yeah. I don't know if this will help like anyone else, but I know that the way that I found my way to just I suppose take the pressure off auditions, actually. Now I just kind of I just go in and I do my thing, and if it's my best audition, I still, not every audition is cracking. Some of them I come out and I go, haha, lol.
Yeah.
Lucky if I get a recall. And other times you come out and you think you've done an amazing job and you don't get the recall. So like, do you know what I mean? It's nothing there's no continuity with these things anyway. So at the end of the day, you might as well just use them all as a class. So I kind of just go in and think, like, I can learn so much from this for myself, regardless of the outcome. Yeah. And like, to take the pressure off, I just think, I just use my love for what I do, and it's that thing of going, oh, I get to go play. I'm just gonna go play.
Totally.
And with that mindset,
talking about mindset.
Yeah.
And it's all to do with that.
It really is.
And to link it up with the meditation is, Mickey would agree. So when we were staying together on tour with Priscilla, she would go like, you didn't meditate, did you?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know? She'd be like, you're a bit wired, go meditate.
It's amazing how those things really work.
Totally. So yeah, meditation, if I can, everyone on here listening, go and look at transcendental meditation. It will be the best investment you give yourself as a performer. It really is amazing.
It's so gorgeous, actually, that like people are being brave enough to talk about these things. I mean, like, this is the most public place you can be right now, and we're talking about the most, you know, the deepest layers of our soul. Like, yeah, but
I think as performers as well, so much of what we do is just have to be okay. Like throughout life, things happen during your professional career. Like, you have like bereavement, you have all these kind of things, and a lot of the time you just have to kind of put on a brave face and just carry on with the show. But it's important to talk. It's important to recognize that to not feel okay is okay.
Yeah.
And I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be okay when it's okay not to be.
100%. And I believe that the days of the Iron Curtain is gone in a sense. Like, I believe the show always needs to go on, and but I feel the world has progressed to a different state of consciousness that, you know, sometimes we just need to communicate in a better way, or communicate in a kinder way, in a better respectful way. And from producer to artist, from everyone in between, like, there shouldn't be this dominating hierarchy system. It should just be, you know what, I respect you, you respect me, and let's communicate. Communication, I have found, is one of the biggest factors that we need to all pursue to get right moving forward.
This comment here from Brendan, thank you for this discussion. It's so important. Like, it's so true. Like, thank you so much for this, because it's so important.
Yeah. And to just be equal, you know. And I think that's what's so beautiful about what we're going through now as artists is that we're having the time to redefine how our musical theatre industry is going to look moving forward.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Okay? How we want it to be, because how old are we? You know, and we've got years ahead of us, you know. So how do we want to influence our world? What stories are we wanting to tell? And you know, we can't do that if our egos get in the way.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's understanding the difference between our egos and true self.
Yeah. Do you know what I want to say as well? Like, one thing that I get a little bit like right now, like, it seems to be so important to have loads of followers and loads of people. Like, if you don't have as many followers, you're not as important, or you're not as good. It's like your talent is based on your following, and it's just not true, for a start. Like, it has no grounding in that whatsoever. And what I actually think that this time is doing is showing that. So again, there's some people on our timetable that might not have as many followers, but their talent is like out of this world. And I'm so happy that actually we've been able to create a platform where they have a voice and have a chance to demonstrate some of their talents, because I think that in itself, like, it's time to start celebrating every single person's beauty, rather than people that already have a name. It doesn't mean that those people with a name don't have talent. It just means they're not the only ones, and that there is a huge, huge world out there with incredible people that deserve a platform.
The casting door has just gone like this, and it's gone. Have one come into the casting room. Let's just shine. Let's just let the light. Let's just show everyone what we can do. Let's do it all together with the same intention. It's beautiful.
Shout out to Ryan and Richie.
Oh yeah.
Their classes are on Sunday. Sunday at, I think it's 2 o'clock. It's urban musicality though, and we can't stop watching their musical video, their dance videos. So just like, if anyone is watching, do their class and do yourselves a favor, because the amount of joy and energy and just like raw talent there is just insane.
Amazing.
I just wanted to give them a shout.
Everyone is in the same position. Nobody's booking when other people aren't booking, and all this sort of thing. That whole aspect is gone out the window. Everyone is on the same level, on the same wavelength mentally, and everything like that. And that's why it's so important now that this support is under everyone as a whole community, and everyone's coming together.
And that's why, you know, it's beautiful in like Australia, in the UK, in America, you know, you have these incredible unions and equity, and, you know, yes, they all might have their own internal politics that I have no idea about, but, you know, like in South Africa, we don't have strong unions or anything, and we have an amazing South African Guild of Actors guild, basically, which hopefully will be a union one day. But it's also it's highlighting to other performers that don't just take the cheap job. But if someone's turning it down because of the value of it, don't take it, because you're setting a bad precedent, you know, for the future. You know, this is kind of, because if there is to have another pandemic, you know, if rates are going to be that low, then no one's going to be able to live. And that's why we're doing so many crowdfunding concerts and just trying to raise money, because artists are starving. Artists don't have medical aid.
What we do, you have to be an athlete to do what we do.
Yeah.
You have to not only be an athlete, you have to be mentally made of steel. You have to be exceptionally kind and forgiving and patient and strong-willed and determined and resilient. And then on top of that, you have to be able to do everything else, because nowadays everyone has to be like a triple threat, quadruple threat, whatever. But I mean, in that sense, it's not so bad, because so many people are there for learning so many different things, which is incredible. But if look at, for example, footballers and the amount they get paid, which obviously is to do with the huge support that they have, which is incredible. But what we are doing physically, mentally, is on par, if not more. Like we always say, like, it was incredible after Oklahoma. You got us, like, you and Chichester got us a paddling pool
Hello
for afterwards. Singapore. Hello from Singapore. Oh yes, Astrid on the swings. But we had a paddling pool afterwards with ice water in it, and they gave us basically an ice bath afterwards. And I can't tell you how much that saved our bodies. I mean, obviously, you know, like the Dream Ballet and that is huge. When you're looking after your bodies, like when people really take time to take care, when the physio is there, and when I was at the National, I mean, they look after you so well. But it means that the level that you're getting from your actors, from your dancers, is up there. It soars. Because you're being taken care of, and it is just such a, I don't know, it makes such a huge difference is what I'm trying to say. Like, what we are doing is incredible, and our respect for everyone in this industry is above and beyond, because you put your bodies through everything. You give your souls, you put your souls through everything, and I have the utmost respect for anyone that is brave enough to take on this career.
And the amount of hours that went into it to get to where everyone is as a performer. Like,
you're all exceptional.
Yeah, and like a shout out, I mean, this is a complete shout out to a producing company that just does that I've worked for before, is GWB Entertainment. They do a lot of the international tours, and man, do they look after you. They just take care and take pride, and it just raises the bar on all fronts.
Another shout out to like Matt Cole that made sure that we had Laduca shoes for like Oklahoma. Like the last couple of shows I've done, he's made sure we've had Laduca shoes, because I swear to God, those are the best for me personally. My feet are supported. I haven't had injuries.
Our tools, the things we use, you know. Yeah.
If you're given it's like giving an ice skater a crappy pair of ice skates, or brand new ice skates, go and do a competition. Go on.
Let's bring some fun stilettos.
Like, just huge shout out to you know, Matt Cole and people like that are really taking care of their dancers.
And this is what I'm saying about this lockdown period. Is it's just giving everyone time to just reset the intention of how do we want to move forward in our world, because how does it want to look? How are we going to make it look? I urge everyone not to stress about social media. Don't compare. The best thing you can do is just be authentic to yourself, and also ask yourself before you post every single time, what is my intention, and how am I going to help? Is this helpful? If you're wanting to have a sexy picture on there because you worked hard for that body, post that picture. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't be shameful of it. Like, just know why you're doing it, and just remain authentic, and you will see that your engagement and your following will grow.
So I think quality over quantity. You could, with 1,000 followers, you could brighten up their day with one post, rather than having 10,000 followers and be posting just anything and everything. The way that the industry is going at the moment is very much social media driven. Like, it's all out there. Everything is put online. But I do think it's important as well just to remember that our true connection is human to human, and the true value of what we do is human to human. So as much as we place this importance on social media, and it is becoming important, the true importance is your loved ones, it's your family. And it's important to just go, okay, I'm going to not scroll for half an hour. I'm going to actually go and read a book. I'm going to have time with my parents. I'm going to have time with
balance. I was just saying to my friend Ruby, who's just popped up there, hey girl, we were just chatting yesterday about how she's feeling like she's not wanting to be present on social media at this time. And I was saying to her, that's okay, you know, because she's, like you say, wanting to be more present, be with a family, study something, engage with something, and just that's also okay, is what we're basically saying here. That if you wake up today feeling like, hey, I just need a break, go take the break. Because at this moment we can.
We could literally talk to you all day. I know, we should definitely do this again, because I actually think these conversations are so important. Just a massive shout out, as always, to our Dance Isolation Motivation team. You're incredible, and you're basically the reason why so many people are really getting through this time. Just phenomenal. Their talents are insane. I urge everyone to do as many as they can. If you can grab gems, even if it's like 5-10 minutes of a gem, grab them, because you have no idea what you'll learn from them. Thank you so much for your honesty.
Thank you so much.
You are such a gem. Love you so much.